What's going on, everybody? Super excited to be able to come to you sharing about what's going on over at BlockCon. We have two incredible people here from that event, and I want to make sure I get to introduce the two of them. I'm not going to do it justice. So, Felipe, let me kick it off with you. Let everybody know who you are and what you do over there.
Hi everyone, thank you for being here. My name is Felipe. I'm the director of marketing at BlockCon. Happy to be here and share with you guys what you have in place.
I appreciate it so much. Now, Ray, I know we only have you for a limited amount of time. Bit busy guy over here, guys. Got dealings with the government. Make sure everything's going well for this conference. So he's always on the go. But he was so kind to give us a little bit of his time. So, buddy, thank you. First and foremost, it's not every day that people actually get to talk to the people who are actually doing the thing, right? The person in charge. And I appreciate your time. Let everybody know who you are and what you do for BlockCon.
Hey, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Raymond Ratti. I'm the CEO and co-founder of BlockCon. Uh, Look, again, thanks for the invite. We've been wanting to share and make sure that everybody out there in the community knows what we're doing because it's such a unique concept where our goal is to essentially bring decision makers, bring the people that matters, bring people that are really innovating and transcending in the industry, putting all those people together in a place where everyone can meet, everyone can talk, everybody can collaborate, everybody can learn, everybody can network and do business together. That's the idea. Okay, we doing our utmost effort to make sure that BlockCon, when you come to BlockCon as a participant, you are not just going out there rushing one place to the other to try to pass out your business card and meet to people and just no. The idea is that you are in a place secluded in a resort with all the amenities, all the amazing things that you need, and you are in a great place where you could, build a relationship, build a friendship, build a business connection, build whatever you want to build, but you're not rushing, you're not, just going here and there because you don't have time. No, it's an
Yeah.
opportunity for you to really, really, really not only learn and have fun, but also to network and do business. So it's all together in one place. That's why we are bringing everybody to Punta Cana, the Dominican Republic, on November 25th of this year.
I love it. Let me put this on screen because I don't think it'll do justice if we just talk about it if we don't show a little glimpse of what this is all about. So, the high end, all inclusive Web3 business retreat. This is so different from any other event I've seen take place in Web3. It's usually like, oh, let's figure out what side event we might end up going to. Or, when everyone is like at this place, it's like, all right, can I get on the list? Can I get, be a part of this thing? And you guys are turning that upside down and really focusing on a brand new model here. You're actually treating people, I don't even want to say with respect for their time, but you're really taking care of them. You want to make sure that they're part of the real conversations that actually matter. Why did you decide to do something so different?
Um, that idea comes only from our experience. I started my career working on Capitol Hill, on the U.S. Congress as a lobbyist. Then I end up working at the UN as a diplomat in New York City. Let's just say in the mecca of everything that happens, whether it's in the financial world or there is diplomacy. Okay, I was at the UN, and that I complement that experience then to going into the private sector and then being part of an entity where I had to participate in a lot of conferences, whether it was just as a pure participant or just as the person that was responsible for identifying and sponsoring events on behalf of the company. So I basically wore two hats at different stages. So I understand what the participant wants, I understand what the sponsor wants, but I understand what ideally how it should be, right? And sometimes just because the greed of just making money or just because of many other different things to not get into it now, you end up having events that are just full of service providers or consultants. I mean, it's nothing wrong with a service provider consultant, but if I'm doing something where I want to advance the interest of my business, I don't want to have a room bunch of them because they add no value. They're just looking for business. That's it. No value to you. So we decided to find a way on how we can work out all these things. And the model of BlockCon is designed exactly for that. It's designed that everybody that is there is because it's doing something interesting, it's because it matters, it's because it's innovating in the industry, it's because it has a good project, or maybe you have a new model of something, whatever that might be, but you are in value. You're just not taking out value. So that's the reason. That's what we're looking at. But also, we wanted you to be in a room where or in a place where everything is not fast paced. It's not conferences and workshops from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. nonstop and only few coffee breaks and an hour of food of lunch break. No, it's gonna be maybe um, half of that time, probably less of that time, is going to be in meetings and reunions and stuff like that. The other time is going to be for you to relax, and meet people, not in a fast-paced environment. Of course, we're going to complement that with a lot of experiences. That's why we are in a beach resort that has everything you can think of. It has nice restaurant. You have you have a casino. You have a golf course. You have a lot of different things that we're gonna mix and match so that people can have a good experience. Everything within the resort. Sometimes you find yourself in a conference, but then because everything is so expensive, you stay in some place, some Airbnb or some hotel, 30, 40 minutes away from the venue. And then it's always a shit show trying to find a taxi on time, getting there, coming back. You lose so much time and the spice of the event in this type of thing. So everything is there. Like you in a resort, really nice rooms overlooking the water. Okay, you can go to one session, 1 minute walk. You can go to the other session, 1 minute walk. You can be at the beach. You can go to different restaurants and things, just walking through the water. I mean, what we have built is something unique. What we have built is something that we are focusing more on quality rather than quantity. And we see that in years to come, we're going to have a problem with people because everybody will want to attend and we will not have enough spaces to accommodate everyone. And we're dealing with the same thing that happens in the industry, whether you you thinking, okay, can I get into a pre-sale? And then well, I don't know, let's see, and then like you don't get in, and then you wait, everything goes with, and you lose the opportunity. This is one of the things we're gonna have a block on. We are 100% certain of that. But hey, this is the early days, and we're doing everything we can, bringing the right people there, making sure everything is done in the right way, so that we have a successful event, not only for our sponsors, for our participants, for our speakers, for everybody that decides to be there.
Now, before you go, I definitely want to ask you this question. Why now? Why 2026? Is there something special about the way the markets are shifting or what's
No,
happening
no,
now?
no, it was nothing like that. I would be lying to you if I tell you, yeah, we were thinking. No, it was nothing like that. Actually, the way when we start thinking about something that we wanted to do, me and my co-founder, it was that it was obvious for last year, but something didn't work out, and then we got really busy, so we couldn't put the stuff together in the time that we wanted. So all we did was just to, you know, go slow pace. And we didn't put too much effort then. In autumn, September, October of last year, then that's when we like, okay, listen, now we have to go hard, push, and do this the right way. And that's when we started, put everything together, and begin from there. And we found that this is the best time to do it. Like this time, it was more like, okay, towards the end of the season, the end of the year, where people can come to BlockCon and see it as the last event on their calendar. But we we're not thinking about bull market or bear market, none of that stuff, you know.
Oh man, the bull
So
market and bear market talk that always happens,
I
right? People are always focused on that.
and my apologies now. I have
No
to
worries.
shoot. I have to leave here in less than 10 minutes, and be my next meeting. But thank you again for the opportunity. I'm
Absolutely.
leaving you in the best hands, okay, with Felipe, so you can go over a few other questions.
Absolutely.
Please share more insights about our project, and hopefully we continue collaborating.
No, I love it. Thank you so much for your time, Ray. And yeah, absolutely in great hands with Felipe here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Felipe, let's get into the details of this thing because obviously it matters, right? It's obviously important for us to make sure that we're getting all our T's crossed and I's dotted. Something, and I'm just going to badger you with questions now because some way, somehow, I got my hands on this fun little deck over here.
Yeah, I just wanted to maybe pick up a little bit on what Raymond said
Of
about
course.
planning the event and everything. Yeah, it is like it is not like decided on the every event goes like maybe this cycle will be tremendous and people will be spending crypto going to events. However, 2026 in a global scale is going to be a very important year because you have the Mika in Europe and you have the Genius Act being today. I got a confirmation that the 17th of July it will be a hearing at Congress. So all those conversations will set up a legal framework, some regulation points that will be crucial for the crypto and the finance space right now. So as Raymond said, we are bringing people that are really relevant to this kind of conversations. And after all these regulations hit the market, everyone will be looking for an ally. Everyone will be looking for a builder. Everyone will be looking for someone that knows how to navigate those new waters. And BlockCon is the place where you can get over those conversations in the first line and get people to execute for your company what you need to do to actually be compliant in the market that we're working. Of course, Latin America is very important at this point because emerging markets are adopting digital assets at a tremendous fastest rate. So in this case, like the Genius Act and everything that has to do with these new rules for the market will be replicated in the Latin American countries. So everyone that is building something in LATAM and is watching this video needs to be in Punta Cana. You know, you will have primary access to people that is actually regulated and actively participating in these conversations. So it is maybe coincidence. I don't think so. You know, like it is also strategic to have the correct people and the things that are happening in the market. No bulls and bears, but actual things that will change the way we transact digital assets.
Man, you're speaking my language, and I love when people are just not putting on an event to make money. It's a matter of caring about those things, right? The fact that you know that the House of Financial Services Subcommittee on Digital Assets is holding that meeting on July 17th. Like that's my lifeblood, right? This is the sort of thing that I'm in every single day trying to understand. The title of that meeting, by the way, it's Building the Future of Finance, How the Clarity Act Unlocks Innovation. You couldn't have put more perfectly, right? People are going to be flooding the streets wanting to know, what do I do next? And not only that, can I do this stuff with? Because a lot of times people have great ideas, but they struggle finding that partner. They struggle finding the person that they're going to work with. And something that I wanted to bring up on this deck that actually, you guys shared over here is kind of the lay of the land, because I was pretty impressed in regards to the audience, right? And the audience is something that people are always concerned about, worried about, and yet you have a pretty beautiful chart here talking about how you want to have 50% C-level, 30% directors, 10% managers, and 10% retail. This is not your common, attendees for a regular conference. Like, these are decision makers, right?
Yeah, exactly. And leveraging a little bit what I was saying before. Everyone will be having different needs when these new regulations hit the market. and you will need people and partners to build that for you to collaborate with. Where to find it? You will have 50% decision makers at BlockCon. If you, for example, are a neobank that's operating in Brazil, Colombia, and Mexico, I'm not saying which purple bank is this, but like you will have now like new regulation, new things if you want to participate in the digital assets economy, and maybe you don't have to go out there for 6 months and hire a bunch of engineers or whatever. Maybe you have the builder in the next room of your hotel at BlockCon. Maybe there is one building a stable coin or a layer one or a regulatory protocol or whatever, and you just have to reach that person maybe in the afternoon, as Raymond said, like maybe having a pina colada, and then you have the correct conversation with the right people, and then you just tell him like, hey, let's take a lunch tomorrow this time that we have like 9 different restaurants at the venue. You book that lunch, you set up the table, and that's it. Our goal is to that the attendees and the people, the companies that are attending the event, the business retreat, is that you finished the event at the 4th day and say like, dude, I got 3 deals signed up. Because when you go to different conference, I was in Sao Paulo, and 2 weeks ago in Bogota, here was another conference, and you left the show, like with 30, 40 new contacts on Telegram or WhatsApp, and you try to reach them, and people is so busy that maybe you will be spending 1, 3, or 6 months to get a meeting to explore your possibilities.
Yeah.
We are bypassing that. We're crashing those execution times off and do it in 4 days. It is the people next to you, the next room. It is really easy to actually have the right conversations right there. And that's where our concept gets value, like that's, like I tell people, like you will be reducing your business cycles from 3 months to 4 days. That's it.
That's a huge deal. And I'll tell you, like, this is the dream for people that are looking to attend these conferences all over the world. I mean, they're looking for rooms that they can actually work with the people there, right? It's something that, man, I wish I was able to do something like this. Like the events that I tend to support have mostly been like, there's a big conference, and then there's a smaller side of the conference where I get to, help and pitch in. And it gets expensive, like really expensive, because you're not only attending and paying for all of this major conference thing, we also have these sub rooms that you're paying even more money for. You guys are basically getting rid of that altogether. It's a goal, right? A lot of times people forget that if you have the goal in mind, you build whatever it is that you're building, a conference, a meeting, a retreat like yours around it. And most of those conferences are looking to make money. And they are looking, how many more people can I bring in here? The more bodies I put in this room, the more money I'm going to make. That's not it, right?
I don't blame them. Because that's a business category. And that's okay. Like we are not competing with them. We are just kind of setting another board, and telling people, like, if you want to go and spend 2 days having like 8 cups of coffee, be my guest. You go there. We actually go there and we meet people there, and we are happy to do that. But BlockCon is built for you to have a really good experience, and while you do that, you do great business. That's it. And everyone knows that great deals are not signed up in conferences, in the presenting booth, having a Coca-Cola. You go to a restaurant, you go to a business room, or you go to different activities to actually make business. That's why we are designing different experiences and different spaces for people to have the correct meeting at the time they see suitable. We are building BlockCon for people to enjoy and do business at the same time. It's the perfect combination of, like, that's by the end of November. So you are kind of closing the year. So you have some time to relax and field your forecast of new deals by January, Maybe, and I'm just saying this out of speculation, but if you have to hit a goal for the Q1 of 2027, maybe you will be able to accomplish that before the actual 2027 hits.
Yeah, I don't think anything happens in December, to be honest with you. So you're dead on. Like, that is exactly the way I look at it. So everybody that I meet between October and November, it's usually setting something up to work with them starting in the new year, right? Starting in January. That happens quite often. But we were talking about the attendance here. A lot of people do focus on that attendee count, and something that I saw differently from the, when I spoke with Ray and just looking at all your documentation, like you have this wording called decision density. Why is that more important than attendee count?
Yeah, we decided to change the KPI. Every time you go to a conference, you see like we gather more than 10,000 attendees. We gather more than thousands and thousands of people, thousands of impressions, and that's great, but that's a little bit of vanity,
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we will have only one KPI to present to our sponsors and all the stakeholders, and is how much money did you make during BlockCon? How much? What is the number of the deals that you sealed at BlockCon? And we will have a post-event activity in which we will go one by one. Like, hey, Builder X. You had 3-4 meetings at the event. What's the outcome of that? Yeah, I signed up a deal for X million dollars. That's our KPI. That's what we are going to put out there in the after movie. We are not, these counters of 1,000 attendees. No, we have like maybe 1,800 attendees, but we move the economy. We're trying to move that scale, It is not about presentation cards. It is not about, shaking 300 hands in 2 days. It's about shaking on what really matters and how you are actually moving the forecasting of your company, how you are actually making that bell sound. That's it.
Now, when it comes to this season in crypto, blockchain technology, AI, all of the things that we're seeing here, payment rails have changed and are getting better and better, and a big part of it are stable coins. Is that a topic? Is there something around that you guys are going to be able to cover during this retreat?
Absolutely. We have different tracks, and stable coins definitely is one of them. We are seeing that major markets around the globe and emerging markets are taking advantage of this at a very fast pace rate. Like every week you see something new. Every week someone is implementing and connecting the new rails. So it is really important. Apart from that, and we call this the digital economy, and that's a big umbrella, of course. That's a big umbrella. But stable coins, blockchain, Web3, iGaming, prediction markets, even agentic economy. All of those will be part of BlockCon because we are not trying to focus on only one or two industries or just bringing financial firms to meet crypto bros, but trying to build an event in which all the industries that are using stable coins, using crypto, using different blockchain layers speak the same language and exist at the same time in Punta Cana. So every track has something of value to offer to the others. For example, iGaming, online betting and everything, they are masters of the liquidity architecture and building depth on that. And you'll see that with the World Cup, Like people is betting like even what they don't have. So liquidity is there, and I know that they are now like getting closer with settlements, with different payment rails, digital rails. So and this is all in face of the user needs. If I, for example, bet on Colombia, Portugal the next Saturday, and Colombia beats Portugal, and I made a 300K or something, I want that money in seconds in my wallet.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait 3 to 5 business days and everyone putting their hand in my money. I want instant settlement. So that kind of conversations is what we are trying to bridge between different sectors and different industries. So we push forward. It is not, BlockCon is not, as you said, it's not about making money, but bringing a bunch of people, but actually having the right minds to push the digital economy and the digital assets usage around the globe at a global scale in the right hands with the right minds.
Now, I was really curious in regards to this iGaming and prediction markets being a part of BlockCon. I got to just plain why? Like, why bring these industries into this event that focuses also on the Web3?
Yeah, I mean, as I already said, like Kalshi and Polymarket, they are using stable coins now, and the people will need these companies to simplify their operations, to reach new markets. And the way they do that is by having, for example, regulatory people, because Polymarket faced issues in the US, and Couch took advantage, and now they are kind of reacting to see how they kind of committed now in the US framework. But we strongly believe that prediction markets will be like the new wave of the digital economy. And if you look at crypto in perspective, in retrospective, you'll see that we have different spikes. So we have the NFTs, then we have the metaverse, then we have like layer 2, layer 3, dApps. Now we have stable coins. Now we have prediction markets. The next wave will be agentic economy. So everything is happening so fast that we will like to have all these sectors connected in the same place. So 2027, 2028 will be defined at BlockCon, liquidity, settlements, digital assets, tokenization, all those conversations will be happening at BlockCon. So we will define the next 5 years. And that's the engine that we are trying to build, to have different versions of BlockCon to bring the people to generate the conversations, because the market is evolving at a very, very, very fast pace. Like maybe tomorrow, Claude will have a new model that, actually Coinbase is already there. Like you can have a bot and you will give him a wallet and you will give him like, money, and they will trade for you automated. It is incredible what you can achieve right now. And it is like we are seeing the first light of that, but I'm sure in the next year, that will be pretty standard, So that's why BlockCon is the place where these conversations are happening. And that's why we need everything that's happening at the same room.
Now, talk to me about the sponsors around this. Like, how are you guys approaching, sponsorship values differently? Like, what are you providing them? Not only that, like, what do you think are some companies that might be well positioned to collaborate with you?
Yeah, so we are having different conversations in different industries. For example, we now have, we already signed with MarketChain, which is a layer 1 blockchain. And these guys are doing something really interesting. Like, let's say you have a Phantom wallet and you want to transfer USDC on Polygon to another wallet, but you will need to have Polygon. to actually
Right.
move those assets, right? So market chain is removing that. If you are sending USDC, you pay the fee in USDC, and that's around like 10 cents or something. So what we are telling these guys is like, you have a product that is already innovating. You have a product that is removing friction for adoption, and you are looking your product to scale to new markets. Why you need to be at BlockCon? Because we are bringing people from the Middle East and from Europe that will be interested in pouring money to your product, so you can scale to the US, so you can scale in LATAM, and you can scale to the markets that you are interested in. So basically, that's what we are telling them, and we are looking for companies that are already functioning, that have a strong product, that have or a strong service, and they are looking to reach new markets or to grow themselves at the event. That's why we are focusing on bringing a lot of venture capital, a lot of capital allocators, or people that has the right connections, so your product or your service or your brand can scale like in 4 days. You don't have to spend 6 months, 8 months going to a Y Combinator thing that you will spend the next 2 years, and you are paying your people with pizza. So you just go to BlockCon, talk to the right people, and you get your money so you can scale your product. So, for example, there's a lot. I'm personally talking with different brands here in Latam that are building crypto cards, so you can spend stables around the globe. And they are strong in Latam. They have great markets in Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, or Mexico. But they want to go to other countries to actually solve people problems. We are talking about Venezuela, Bolivia, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, people that actually is facing different or is struggling with their local currency.
Oh yeah.
And they want to spend in stable, and they need this card. That's what that's what we're saying. Meet the right people so you can scale your product. That's the kind of sponsors that we are talking to. Of course, we will be inviting exchanges. We will be inviting DeFi protocols, people that's talking about tokenizing stock, tokenizing processing power, which is really cutting edge, like how you can tokenize something that is, you are like tokenizing something that is intangible with another intangible. So it is weird, but that's where the economy is going. And that's the conversation that people is actually hearing. So those are the companies that we are looking for. Real innovators, people that already has a working product, and what they are looking to scale their business. That's it.
Man, I know you said it's weird, but it's one of those things. This is what innovators love, right? It's a different way of looking at things. If you could, like a lot of people consider Bitcoin as exactly that. You're literally purchasing compute power. If you're, transacting Bitcoin, well, guess what? Work went into that. So therefore, you're literally spending a currency generated out of somebody's work or a machine's work in this sense. So there's plenty of people out there that are super excited about the stuff because it's not, foreign to them. It's one of those things that they just want others to understand. And when they can find a partner that understands it and they can work together, that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Which brings me to kind of the closing here. Who, right? I think that's a big question. Who do you think should be attending this event in Punta Cana this November?
Yeah, that's a conversation that I've had with different people at the events that I attend to. And I think let's think about categories, maybe, for example, there are events. For example, I love one event that happens here in Latin America that's called the Crypto Latin Fest. And that's an event for onboarding people, maybe you have heard the word crypto and you want to learn about that, go to that event. If you are entering the space, go to this or to that one. For BlockCon, you are a builder. For BlockCon, you are a capital allocator, and you are already in the space. you are building something, or you are just like a veteran. Maybe you have lived 2 bull markets and 3 bear markets, so you have knowledge. You have been scammed. You have been, you have a resistance of all of that happens in the old west of Web3 ecosystem.
Yeah.
So we want you at BlockCon because you already know what's happening. You already know what is coming next. Agentic economy, tokenization, this and that, and you're interested in having real conversation with people that is building this kind of stuff, with people that's building the right technology, and maybe you will actually create a company out of BlockCon, just because maybe you have money, maybe you meet the right people, and you come with an idea and you found a company during the event. That's the kind of profiles that we are looking for. Our goals, of course, at the graphic that you show the audience before, we are really focusing on having this 50% of C-levels covered. And then we will scale to directors. And yeah, I mean, if you are maybe having a degree or an MBA in something related to new economic models, go to BlockCon, because you will have the right minds there. You will learn directly from people that is actually building something, or from people that has an actual product working out there, and it is innovating every day. But yeah, that's the kind of attendees. Let's say in more natural words, we are not looking for newbies here, but people that is veteran, that is looking for something to build, though, and having the right conversation, have a great time among real people, closing deals and killing off that business cycle that we are all concerned.
Man, I love the way you put that, because I've seen all those cycles. I've been in Bitcoin since 2012, so I've seen a lot of ups and downs. And I think the reason why I'm still around is because I'm conservative with the way that I, make money and don't spend money, but also because of the people that I found along the way, right? And this is that, premium opportunity to do so. I hate macroeconomics and all that stuff that goes along with it. That's why I have partners that, literally went to school for macroeconomics and psychology. Like, I don't touch it whatsoever. I'm like, hey, here you go, hand it off. Now, if you told me there's an opportunity for an event for me to find that person that I would work with for the rest of my life, I would not be able to pass that up. I think that's one of those things that you just can't miss that kind of opportunity, right? Like, a lot of people are very good at what they do. I quit college, man. After like a semester, I just couldn't do it. Everybody around me was too dumb. That's how I felt. I'm like, this is like going to slow me down. Ended up going to work for Fortune 500 while quitting school, which was hilarious. And at the same time, it's like, there are plenty of things that I don't want to sit around and do, because I know there's people that can do it better. And if I can find those people at this event, man, like, that is obviously one of those things that I would never pass up on. So, how do people get involved? How do people find those tickets? Secure tickets, apply for partnerships. What's the go-to here?
Yeah, really easy. We have this concept of being transparent as a blockchain. So everything is on the website, guys. If you go to the presentation room, you will see all the event deck, all the sponsorships available. There's a real easy form that you can fill in if you want to be a KOL, if you want to be a speaker, if you want to be a sponsor, if you want to sponsor one of the activities, if you want to cover the event, if you want to be a volunteer. Everything is in that form. I myself, I'm responsible of checking every day that database, and I will reach you personally if you have interest in getting involved with BlockCon on a different level. Of course, we have really great people, fantastic people in the commercial team that will guide you through the whole sponsorship process. There is a lot of things that are included. And let me say this, because this is one of the big differentiators from other conferences, is that you won't be spending money in accommodation, hotel rooms, Airbnb, booking or whatever. If you buy your ticket at BlockCon.co in pre-sale now, it is like $1,495. You will get a hotel room. You will get all the food is included: breakfast, lunch, everything you want. If you maybe want to have some chips by the pool, you just order it. That's covered. If you want to have all kind of beverages, alcoholic and not alcoholic, that's also included. So you won't be spending a penny in accommodation and food and beverage for the whole conference, because that's covered with your ticket. And the airport, which is in Punta Cana or Santo Domingo even, it is really close to the hotel, and we will have people moving attendees from the hotel to the airport. We have a sponsorship for that one too. If you want to be sponsoring that one, that will be really nice too. But because that's also covered. And yeah, as Raymond mentioned before, if you want to move from one session to the other one, you just need to walk 2 minutes. Easy. If you want to go to your room, maybe have a nap after lunch and then rejoin the conference, that'll be spending like 10 minutes. That's everything is in one place. Everything is included. So yeah, again, and to elaborate on a simple answer, everything is on the website. Tickets are available. You can pay using crypto, stablecoin, USDT, USDC. You can pay using Bitcoin. You can pay using PayPal. You can pay using regular fiat or Visa or MasterCard. Really easy. I will personally send you an email of welcome and giving you your QR code and everything.
I love it. And I got to give you credit to also, Felipe. The website is blockcon.co. That's the easy way for you guys to get there. When he says he's going to reach out to you guys, he will do it. He is one of those people that have been more than diligent, not only with the information that he's able to provide, but he's like on point in getting things done. Just got to give you your flowers, brother, because you've been so good at what you do. So honestly,
I appreciate it. I appreciate
having you there.
Thank you. It is just a way of life.
Hey, some people work, some people meet. That's the way I like to look at it. So I appreciate you, brother. There is a coupon code on the website. I will say, if y'all reach out to some people that are connected to the event, they will be more than happy to potentially help you with that as well. So be on the lookout for those things. Check out socials if you guys want to see what's going on in the conference. You're going to have plenty of KOLs and people actually posting about it. So don't miss that as well, because you're going to get a little bit of a different insight from those individuals. You're going to get to hear why they're going, why they're interested in the conference themselves, and what matters to them. So I highly recommend you guys not only check out the website, but feel free to literally go on X or something and type in BlockCon 2026 and see what comes up. You're going to see plenty of people out there that are actually excited about this as well. So Felipe, any final words? Because this has been phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the space. It is fantastic to share, and I'm very excited to always repeat and repeat and repeat, because what we are creating is truly amazing. So yeah, for all the people out there, go visit the website. Everything's there. Again, we're so transparent. We're not hiding anything. You can just go download a deck. If you want to present it to your boss, just download it and send it by email. We don't care. As long as everyone gets the information, that's really good with us. Go on socials too and follow us at BlockCon Global on LinkedIn, on Twitter, X, and Instagram. Because on those channels, we are announcing all our speakers, we are announcing all our sponsors, we are putting out some content for you to actually get a glimpse of what we are doing at Punta Cana. So yeah, follow us there. And if you all have any question, just send that DM. And again, I will be behind. It is me. It is not Claude. It is me. I will be responding to you personally every doubt you have. If you have a struggle by buying a ticket, just send an email, contact us, and we will be taking care of you one-on-one.
Beautiful, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate not only the time, but all your efforts into this thing. I know it's not an easy undertaking, but I promise you it's definitely going to be worth it. If, you know, by the looks of it, to me, it's already a success. I mean, having the ability of going somewhere like, you know, Punta Cana to be able to do something like this, I'm literally talking to people right now. They're like, wait, what's the conference about? And they literally go, wait, it's Punta Cana. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go. So
exactly. Hey, it is the first time that you will have bankers, crypto bros, builders, and everyone in the space at the beach. It is not a conference room in a regular hotel. Maybe we can spend a good pina colada, a good gin tonic by the beach, and talk about the future of finance for sure.
Fantastic, brother. Well, thank you so much. And we'll definitely do this again, guys. So make sure you're following these guys on social so you can keep up with what's going on and what's going to be happening, who's going to be attending, the speakers, and everything else that's going to be going down on this conference. But it was a pleasure, Felipe. This is definitely not the last time we're going to be talking. And yeah, we'll definitely be back with more info, more updates, and things for y'all to check out and look forward to in November.
Spectacular. Thanks so much, guys, for your time. And yeah, see you in the next one.
All right, ready to...
Hey, what's up?
But it's not something Genzio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a hive.
You know we do not understand.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We're back at the Genzio Media House.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us today.